From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge day for June 21st, 2022, with breaking news on what is going to be a big problem this winter, the rising prices of heating oil and gasoline. As more countries today, on top of yesterday's news, come back and say there's a major issue. And we're going to go over that issue with you. That is why you got to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state, which involves utility assistance. We'll go over the importance of getting that money right today, because by November, we're going to have a much worse situation to heat your home. And in today's recording, we're going to go over where this economy is right now, where it's going, and what comes up with big checks right today. We're going to go over where this economy is right now. Between now and September, a downward fall. Major downward fall, and we have brand new economic data today back in from the housing data. Again, bad and continue to be bad. Then we'll be looking at what Wall Street's reacting to the news, and with the concern of stagflation, brand new, yet again, oh boy, here we go. Then we'll be going over where this economy is heading next, September, the worst part of the downward spiral. A pandemic of 2020 will rebirth itself in September with a fall of an economy so dramatic so quickly you have never seen anything change from good times to bad times so overnight. Then we go into phase 3 in January with a recession. That recession next year will shock Americans, and they may not be prepared. You will, because in the third part of this recording, we're going to get those incredible checks. There's a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state, upwards of $80,000, in many states over $100,000 a person. Fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. How you get it? Step 1, become a member. Step 2, stay the second half of this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay over this broadcast, because we're going to go over all those incredible checks. For June 21st, 2022, we have a lot of breaking news with Jay Powell's testifying on Capitol Hill tomorrow. We have new labor numbers released, new housing numbers released, new concerns about stagflation. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, it's live on air. It's June 21. We have some breaking news and some big money, and plus, your benefits are going up. It's deliciousness as the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing as Mornings LA gets underway. And good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is June 21st, 2022, from the shores of Santa Monica, California. A lot of breaking news today. Big concerns that Americans may not be able to afford to heat their homes this winter. This is breaking news over in Europe, where they believe they may not have enough gas and oil to provide assistance to their citizens. The breaking news is that Americans in the United States may not be prepared financially, but you are. I'm going to go over for you in this recording how I'm going to get you prepared. We're going to do 3 things in this recording. Go over where this economy is, where it's heading, and then get you big money later in this recording. For the shores of Santa Monica, California, for June 21st, good morning. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's gorgeous here in Santa Monica, at least at the moment. Last night it got really hot. It got really hot later in this day. At the moment, there's a little bit of a breeze coming on in. It's perfect lobster shorts weather. Not that I would know. But let's get to the breaking news, starting right off the bat. Yesterday, we had one country, Germany, saying that we do not have enough heating oil or gas to warm our citizens' homes in the winter, and it's a major catastrophe waiting to happen. And today we have more countries as well. Back in the United States, we're not going to have a shortage of heating oil or gas, but we're going to have a sticker shock. Americans are not prepared, because no one's told them except this channel, that when they go to open that envelope for the heating oil or the electric bill or the gas bill especially in November, and they open it up, they're expecting it to be a little bit higher, maybe $300 a month like it was last year, but this year could be upwards of 300 to 400% higher. A $1,200 bill, imagine how that would shock you, and you would be shocked to wonder how quickly you have to pay the bill. That's also another surprise. The other surprise this time around is that Americans were used to the lockdown of 2020 and 2021 when the government had deals with the utility companies that if you couldn't pay the bill, you just can never, they would never turn off the service. You didn't even have to even ask them about it. If you couldn't pay the bill, they wouldn't turn off the service. This time around, different year, different policy, but more financial problems. The problems are that Americans are going to see a 300 to 400% raise of their utility bill potentially this winter. And no one tells them it's coming until they open that envelope. Number two, they also don't know that they can have their utility bill turned off, their utility service turned off, their heating oil, their gas turned off in the thick of winter when they cannot pay the bill because that coverage, that assistance from 2020 is gone. They can be evicted because eviction moratorium is gone. They can be thrown out of their homes, foreclosed because mortgage forbearance is gone. This is why it's a very troubling situation. This is why you have to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Later this recording, we're going to go over those forced stimulus checks. And the first half of this recording, we're going to go over something new about utility assistance, how I'm going to get you prepared by doing a 3-step approach on getting this money for utility assistance, because this is one of the scariest bills you're going to have to pay later this year, and you don't want to be left unable to pay it. Step 1, go into this video, become a member. Step 2, get that incredible newsletter, which goes over this money. And step 3, stay for the second half as we go over those forced stimulus checks, which are in the newsletter. The breaking news that came in yesterday grew today. Wow. It's not deja vu all over, as Mel Brooks would say, but it feels like it. What's happening? Yesterday we had just Germany, and today we have more countries. The other countries today are now Austria, Italy, and other countries like the Netherlands. They now say they have a major oil shortage, and it could be very troubling. We'll get to them in just 1 second. But let me tell you where the markets are this morning. As we start this morning, the stock market is a little bit up, a reprieve from last week when we had the worst week of selling in a long time. The Dow's up about 400 points at the moment, 1.4%. After last year was just really one of the worst weeks on the books. It was the worst week since March of 2020. Yeah, sound familiar? That was the first day of the pandemic. Last week was the worst week of the stock market since the start of the pandemic, down 6%. But today we have a reprieve. What's happening tomorrow? There's a brand new show opening in Vegas with a new comedy stand-up comedian. No, it's in D.C. with another stand-up comedian. His name is Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, is taking his comedy show to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to talk about monetary policy. Like he's getting inflation down to 2% by December. Hysterical. Not happening. That is Jay Powell. I'll have the latest comments from Jay Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, and his comments on Congress Wednesday and Thursday. Try not to laugh. Housing market, breaking news out minutes ago. You can just fill in the rest of the sentence before I finish it. Is it bad? It's bad again. Housing data day after day, week after week, it's just worse data. Sales of existing homes in the month of May, released minutes ago, dropped 4%, seasonally adjusted. This is the weakest reading since June of 2020. Here we go. What's going on? And then, when you adjust it for other elements like seasonally adjusted, it's the worst number since the pandemic. Folks, let's breathe for a second. These videos do 3 things. Tells you where this economy is, where it's going, and gets you stimulus. Where this economy is phase 1, the downward spiral of this economy between now and September. By September, this economy is going to look like the pandemic of March of 2020. That's what I've been saying as to phase 2. Again, we're currently in phase 1, the downward spiral of this economy, where things are going from really good in February and March, or good, to really bad. People are going to get blindsided. People are going to get shocked. People don't see it coming, are going to be really unprepared. Then September, phase 2 kicks in. It starts. And September is as bad as the lockdown of March of 2020. And then phase 3 is the recession starting next year. These are phases identified only on this channel. You're not going to see the breadth of this coverage or analysis or predictions anywhere else in financial news. And I've gotten it right since last year. Now, notice that housing data minutes ago. The housing data basically is as bad as the pandemic. So this housing data looks like phase 2 data, doesn't it? This is data really bad in June. We're not supposed to see data this bad until September. So understand these phases. You may see one part of the economy much worse in phase 1, looking like it's almost phase 2. Here's the housing data. There is some glimpse of good hope in the housing data where the time that the homes are on the market is really low, 16 days, which is the lowest on record. And then we also had the supply of homes, which is showing whether there's an inventory slot, whether there is too much inventory, and the crash is actually relatively low. That's also good. More about that later. Stagflation. Stagflation, a scary word. It's a four-letter word. No, it's more than four letters, but it should be a four-letter word. Stagflation. A new report says that 80% of economists polled believe we could see stagflation. Bank of America, in a new report released today, says the fears of stagflation are the worst they've been since 2008. That's a long time ago. That's nearly 20 years ago. What is stagflation? It's horrible. I told you phase three is recession. Stagflation is worse than recession. It is inflation and recession. That means that Jay Powell's not going to get done. 80% of economists now believe it. Could stagflation be coming in January of next year? Well, that is breaking news. I have no opinion about it just yet. It's a little bit scary to worry about. But what I want to worry about with you right now is the situation on keeping your home warm in the winter. And the data coming out today is even worse than it was yesterday. First, I heard this yesterday on this channel. When Germany, let me give you the warm up for this. Germany's leadership, its political leadership, are climate, pro-climate. They are Green Party candidates. They would never talk about anything like what I'm about to say to you. But what they said yesterday, they said, I'm pro-climate, I'm green energy, I'm clean environment, but I'm shocked to say this. I need to turn on coal-burning fossil fuel factories that have been shut down for 20 plus years because of regulations, because they're very dangerous factories. Because other than that, if I don't, my citizens die. My citizens have nothing to heat their homes in the winter because the Russian oil is so embargoed. Our citizens have nothing to keep their homes in the winter, and they actually say decades of failed energy and infrastructure policies have led to a point where our governments are reconsidering a coal that is responsible for millions of deaths. But on the other side, that if they don't do this and they don't move starting right now, there'll be nothing left to heat the homes in the winter. The data coming out of Germany yesterday was that they need to turn on the machinery right now to make sure the homes are heated in the winter. And while it's 90 degrees outside, you're like, oh, he's talking about heating the home. Yes, this is the bill that could throw you under. This is the bill that could absolutely shock your socks off. And in this recording, we're going to go over why we started with just Germany yesterday. And today we have Italy, France, and the Netherlands now saying this is a major alarm being signed, being hit. Let me go over the data at issue and what is new today on this channel for you when we talk about utilities. It's one of the earliest things covered on this channel. It was purple, then it became third stimulus, now it's Check C. Yes, if you remember this channel, which I hope you are, Check C also covers utilities. But I want to go over something new for this Check C for utilities. It's involving a three-step process. Step one, overcoming your fears of using the telephone. Step two, establishing a relationship. And step three, getting yourself in place better for later this year. Let's go over each of this starting right now. I know this because I've been recording this for a very long time. I started recording this in December 2020. And when I first made the recording and said, pick up the phone and call and ask for utility assistance, viewer said, excuse me? I'm shy. I mean, what? I'm shy. I don't like to use the phone. But you're going to freeze to death. Okay, I'll call. And so it didn't happen exactly like that, but it was sort of like that. I had to get people to sort of, come on, pick up the phone. Well, I'm really shy. Pick up the phone. Okay, I'll pick up the phone. And a lot of people initially who tuned into this channel at the very first days were a little shy. And we have a lot of new viewers watch this channel. And I know you may be shy. You may not feel comfortable picking up the phone and saying, hi, I need help. But you need to overcome that fear. And this channel does a lot. I got it. I give you information. I educate you. Number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. I get you money. But I also train you. And I train viewers to overcome that reluctance to use the telephone out of shyness to say you gotta just do it the first time. That's the first thing you gotta do. Number two, a relationship. This is brand new. You've never heard this before on this channel. I need you to get those relationships set up. And what are the relationships for? You pick up the phone in June 21st when it's 90 degrees outside, and you pick up the phone, you call the heating oil department that you pay for the heating oil bill. And the bill this month may be $3, maybe 44 cents, maybe it's $20 because it's so darn hot outside. And you call up and say, I need some heating oil assistance. Ma'am, really? Yeah, I'm having problems paying the bill. Okay, now imagine someone asking for heating oil assistance on the bill in this thick of summer. The bill's not that much money, and there's not many phone calls to the heating oil, the gas department in the middle of summer. When you call them up, you're going to ask for a round of assistance, 3 to 4 months. So you're going to transfer June or July and August. And what you're going to do then is establish a relationship. This is the second problem. You're going to establish a relationship with that person on the phone. Talk about the town, talk about the families, talk about what you're doing this weekend, talk about their weekend, talk about how they are. Meet them on the phone and learn their name and invest in who they are and learn a little bit about them. While you have a pen and paper next to you and you're writing down their name and you're writing down their phone number, you're writing down their extension. You're establishing a relationship. You see what I'm doing with this? Yeah, you are. Because guess what's going to happen later this year? It's going to be cold. And it's September. Before it's cold, you're going to pick up the phone and call back and say, hey, it's me again. Oh, I remember you from the summer. You called asking for heating assistance in the summer. Yeah, I remember. How are you? Good. How are you, Jessica, Jess, James, or Johnny, or Jennifer, whatever the person's name is? I need another assistance. Oh, you do? How many months you need? Can you do a couple months? Can you do 4 months? Maybe you can carry me into early next year. Oh, yeah, that recession's coming. Yeah, it's coming. I need assistance. Okay, let me see what I can do. This is about establishing your position to get money before other people. You're a Purple Power member. You're a hawk of this channel. You're a member of this channel. You're a viewer of this community. And you do what puts you and your family first. And if it involves establishing a relationship now, but before the storm out to sea comes on land, then you do it. Guess what's going to happen? At the same time, you call back to talk to that beautiful person in the heating oil department or the gas department this winter. Someone else who's not a member of this channel is going to pick up the phone and call frantically in September in phase 2. Phase 2 will have hit. They will have not known this economy is going down because they're not being up to date on this economy. They don't know the economy is getting worse. They don't even know what phase 2 is. And then in the month of September or October, or God forbid, November, December, they open the heating oil bill in the mail and they look at it. They're expecting it to be a little bit more, but they're not expecting $1,200 bill. They start to scream and shout. They're panicking. And it says it has to be paid in 10 days. And the local news says there's no reprieve. So if you can't pay the bill, they'll turn it off. And then suddenly they're worried they're going to freeze to death. Imagine how angry that person's going to be on the phone when they call in September. That person is going to be frantic, angry, upset, nervous, calling the same person you've always established a relationship with. And you already know the person by name, and they are going to have to deal with that person versus you. They're going to deal with you first. This is how you prepare your household. You know where this economy is, where it's going, and you get every check today, and you establish those relationships on those checks. We'll be going over more about those 4 stimulus checks later in this recording. Have you become a member? Make sure you do. You go right in this video and become a member, because this is why viewers of this channel are doing so well. They're not only becoming members, they're getting money, they're getting their families stabilized, and they're preparing for what's coming next. What's coming next? Well, Jay Powell testifies on Capitol Hill tomorrow, and he's going to say that interest rates are coming down. They're not. And that Jay Powell is going to say I will continue to raise interest rates, and he is. What you need to know is you need to prepare for your family in several ways between now and September, in addition to getting those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. What do you need to do? Let's go over the details of it right now. First, remove any ARDs, any adjustable rate debt instruments in the home. If you have anything that has an adjustable rate debt element tied to it, get rid of it or pay it off. Credit card debt, pay it off. Car loans, switch it to fix. Mortgage, switch it to fix. A new report out this weekend that said that seniors, not my viewers, but seniors elsewhere, are raising credit card debt. Ouch, really bad. Don't do that. And increasing their and dipping into their savings. My goodness. Jay Powell is going to do the following thing over the next 4 months. This is my prediction, and also some of the analysts say the same things. He's going to do a 3/4 basis point increase in the July FOMC meeting. Then 3/4 in September. They're off in August. Half, and then quarter. Ouch. Imagine how much your interest rates are going to go up. Out of control. Number two, if you're an employee or your son or daughter is an employee, tell them about this. I want you to do the following. I want you to look for another job like yours in that same neighborhood and just watch it. I don't want you to take the job. I just want you to watch it. If there's a business next door that is doing really well and they have the same type of employees that you are, then watch it and learn about it and make sure you track it, because you don't know if you wake up one morning if you're laid off. If you're laid off, I want you to go right next door and take that job. Do not ask for a hiring bonus. Do not ask for a salary raise. Just take that job, because layoffs are coming. Layoffs are coming. 200,000 new jobless claims released 2 weeks ago by the Department of Labor. It's a bad number. It should be 188. It's a number like the start of the pandemic. Last week, I said that I'm predicting the number of new jobless claims to come into 230,000. 230,000 was my prediction. How right was I? It came in at 229,000. This is why you watch this channel, because I give you the guidance. I was the only financial analyst on the American broadcast news to tell you we're going to recession in next year. The only one that said inflation is going to be 8% in December. The only one who had that number last week. I give you data months ahead of time correctly, and my predictions are batting 100 so far for over a year and a half. If you are that employee, you want to be ready to have a job to replace it. If you're not an employee, if you're a retiree, if you're just sitting around and wondering what is happening, things are going to change very quickly and very suddenly. And there's going to be two types of people. They're going to be people who know about this economy and watch it on a regular basis. And I mean daily. I don't mean weekly. I mean daily or hourly. Lots of shows on the channel every day that are new. You need to watch them throughout the day. And those who don't, the people who don't know what's going on with the economy, are going to get blindsided when it turns very bad very quickly. And then the people who don't have the information, who don't want to learn the information, they get blindsided as well. Americans have gone through 2 years of stimulus, and some Americans who don't want to learn anything are repeating in their mind what they learned, what they saw before. Folks, this is 2022. This is not 2020. This is not 2021. If you experience something in 2020 or 2021, it's not around. It's not here anymore. It's a different year. Stimulus is done differently. You need to know the current situation and not repeat something from the past. Why? PUA for independent contractors, gone. Extended weeks of benefits, PEUC, gone. PUA, that's $600 a week on top of your benefits, gone. PPP for small business owners or independent contractors, gone. EIDL grant, EIDL loans for small business owners or independent contractors, gone. A lot of programs gone. And Americans may not know that, or Americans may presume they're coming back. They're not coming back. That's why in the second half of this video, we're going to get those big checks. Back in the month of March, viewers who watch this channel and learn so well said, LALATE, times aren't that bad. They're pretty good in the month of March. You told me get checks when times are good. And they told me to get those checks. And I immediately pounced and found those checks for the viewers, and I've had them on this channel since the month of March. Let's make this very clear so you hear it loud and clear. Fourth stimulus checks, plural, are in every U.S. state and have been there since the month of March. You go get them today. You have a pre-warning. Thank goodness you're watching this channel. God bless you, because you are in a better situation. You have a pre-warning that September is going to be horrific. September is going to look like the lockdown of March of 2020. But unlike the March lockdown of 2020, where you had no pre-warning, you literally were put on lockdown overnight. This time you have a 3-month warning to get as much stimulus as possible. You're not going to wait 3 months. You're not going to wait 3 weeks. You're not going to wait 3 days. You're going to wait 3 hours and get this money right today, because you got to move very quickly. We're going to have progressions of the labor market. We're going to go from Unemployment claims at 230,000 last week to then massive corporate layoffs. So far, we have Tesla at 10% and Coinbase at 18% laid off. Then we're going to have hiring phrases where they say, don't come knocking at our door. We're not hiring anyone or taking any applications. Tesla and Coinbase have both of them, and other companies will start to add them as well. And then when you go into recession, store closures. 20 stores in 30 states closed overnight by this big box retailer as they declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy. One thing I want you to know, I'm going over this later in this video, is that the corporate America is not giving you pre-warnings about this situation. The 4 stimulus checks are huge, and that you qualify for them. Single individual, 75,000 or less. Married couple, with children, without children, rent or own. If you're on benefits, SSI or SSDI, you go get them. They're coming up in the big second half of this video. These big stimulus checks are in every U.S. state. You need them, and you get them right now. Go right in this video and subscribe. Then become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Then get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And stay the second half. We're going to go over these incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. They're huge, and you deserve them. Before we go to them, I want to go over one thing that's very important for you to understand. I'm going to go over more about it on the afternoon show today, which is brand new at 3 o'clock, and the brand new evenings in LA at 5 o'clock. Whether it's the White House, Janet Yellen, Joe Biden, Jay Powell, or financial analysts, there's a lot of people spurring false positives out there. Joe Biden and Janet Yellen, Friday and Saturday, both said, we can survive this downward spiral of this economy. We're not going to recession. We're a strong economy. We have a great labor market. Untrue, untrue, untrue. All that's untrue. We're going to recession. The labor market was good in February. It's not good right now. Jay Powell on Friday says he's going to 2% inflation later this year. No one buys that, and yet the guy repeats the nonsense every single time he talks. Department of Labor, CBO, all subscribe to my belief since February that he's not getting lower than 4%. And then financial analysts. In a day like this where we had really bad numbers for housing, I'm sure there's a housing data analysis analyst out there who's going to say, but the homes are only on the market for 17 days. It's great data. It's not good data. The housing is really imploding across the board. That is why you need to watch this channel. You need to prepare your family 2 ways. 1, you need to know where the economy is every single day. You can't disappear from the show for a week and then show up and say, what did I miss? It's sort of like not watching your favorite show and missing 5 episodes. You don't know what the storyline was when you were not watching. You don't know what the storyline is with this economy? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you are not going to be in a good situation. And number 2, you got to spend your time daily getting checks and keep on getting checks. We're going to go over all those incredible checks in the second half of this video. But first, here's a little bit about the members community page as Mornings LA continues live on air. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues for June 21st, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Did you become a member during the commercial break? Hope you did. Go into this video and join where it says join this channel. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. That 4 stimulus check is in every U.S. state. You need to get it right now. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over those incredible checks starting right now. Before the commercial break, I touched on a note, but I want to go over it as well because during the commercial break, I saw one viewer whose name is Duran write much exactly what I'm trying to get people to get on point with, which is this is 2022. This is 2022. And if you believe that the stimulus of 2020 is going to act the same way in 2022, it is not. It's a different year. Stimulus is acting differently. And what you need to know is you need to pounce. Doing nothing is going to get you no stimulus. Doing nothing is not going to get you anything. And the viewership of this channel who have done stuff to get their stimulus since the month of March have cleaned up. There is over $100,000 in stimulus per person in every U.S. state. But the donut guy who holds his donut and says, what day is it landing in my bank account is going to get a beautiful flat zero. Because this is not 2020 stimulus where you do nothing and you get something. This is 2022 stimulus where you have to do something and you get huge paydays. And with those big paydays, we're going to go over them right now. What's important to understand is that viewers of this channel back in the month of March said, "Ally, can you find us some stimulus checks?" And I found them. They can come in different ways, and I got them from executive orders from Joseph Biden and also from your states. I found them for you. And 3 things at issue. 1, big checks. I need to get you big checks, not measly $100 checks or $1,000 checks that don't work. I need to get you tens of thousands of dollars checks. That's why I found them upwards of $80,000. But for every viewer, there's on over $100,000 of checks in every U.S. state. Number 2, eligibility. Kat says you focus on eligibility. I do. I want my viewers in every state to understand that there is money for them and that they need to get it right. Today, it's in every U.S. state. Did you hear it? Every U.S. state. Let me say it again. Every U.S. state. Single individual, here's the eligibility, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get it. And with that, let's get these checks. Let's go over each of them. We're going to go over the first one is check A. I give it a lettering system on this channel. The very first check is check A. It's huge. It is $6,500 to $12,000. 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. It is for you. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you are on benefits, go get it. It's called the Homeowners Weatherizing Grant Check. How do you get this? Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, go under this video and join this channel. Become a member. People in the live chat that have that beautiful emoji behind their name, they are members. So there's thousands of members of this channel and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Go out in this video and become a member. Then get that newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And when you do, go down to Check A. When you see Check A in the newsletter, it describes it more about it, then has the link. You click the link to go to the website for the nationwide website. You choose your state, then you choose the Weatherizing Grant Check, and you click and you apply. Rounding times are about 1 week, but you're not going to stop there yet. No, you're going to go get check B. Wow. $15,000 to $80,000  4 stimulus check. The average view of this channel is tracking about $66,000 to $80,000. Imagine how long $80,000 would pay your bills. 6 months, a year. Imagine if you had an $80,000  4 stimulus check in your hand today. It's a lot of money, and that's how we do it on this channel. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. It's a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, go get it. It's called the Homeowners Grant. How do you get it? You know the routine. Subscribe, then go under the video. Become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, then get that newsletter Monday through Friday. Go down in it and go get that incredible check B. You're not going to stop there yet. You're going to go get check C. Check C is what we were talking about with utilities early in this video. It is wonderful. It is utilities, rent, mortgage assistance, and more. And boy, it is an MSC on average, a monthly stimulus check, $2,000. But many viewers have gotten over $45,000. Viewers have been gotten big sums of money for all these items since they went live. Check C, of course, has been live for a long time. We've gotten viewers over $50 million for this channel, and a lot of it is from Check C. Check C started as purple on this channel in December 2020. Then it got codified as third stimulus as more people got pounced and got that money. And now I call it Check C on this channel. The success stories on the numbers are huge. Let's look at them. Would you like $20,000 to $30,000 for rent? That's what viewers have gotten for Check C. You go get them. You become a member. Would you like $15,000 of utilities like Mark's brother-in-law got? Go get Check C. He got $25,000 a year for 10 years. For Snap, that's $250,000. Then the combos for Check C. Let's slow it down here. Nisi, Margaret, Lorraine, Johnny. These are people who got multiple Check C's. Nisi, Lorraine, Mark, Johnny, and others, listen to the recording where I say, keep on getting checks. Today, you're going to do the following thing. You're going to learn about this economy by reading the newsletter. Then you're going to pick up the phone and start getting checks. Tomorrow, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to watch the videos, read the newsletter, learn where the economy is that day, and then you're going to go get more checks. That's what these people do. Nisi keeps on getting $8,000 checks. She's over $50,000. Mark was at $32,000. Now he went from $32,000 to $166,000. He went to $50,000, then he got another 100, then he went to $100,000, then he got $60,000 from Check B. Lorraine, she was at 105, and then she went to 120. Now she's at 130. More about Lorraine in a second. How you get this incredible Check C? Become a member. Go write it down in the newsletter. It tells you where to call, what to say, and how to say it. Go get that incredible Check C. All right, let's go back to Lorraine. Lorraine had a beautiful comment last night in the evening's LATE live chat. She said, LATE, I want you to know that since I started watching you on this channel, I began with a binder which is empty, and I took notes every day when I watched your videos. That binder is now filled, full of notes. Wow, that's how you do it. On one hand is Lorraine, watching the videos, wanting to know where the economy is that day, taking notes so she knows exactly what's going on with the value of her money, and learning where the stimulus is and learning where the economy is. Every video tells you where we are, where we're going, and where the money is. She's taking copious notes daily so that she learned what to do. That's why she's gotten 130,000. She's on the one side. On the other side is Donut Guy. Donut Guy is a guy who does absolutely nothing. He doesn't have a binder. He doesn't have a pen. He has a donut in his hand. He can't pick up the phone because he has a donut in his hand. All he does is with the donut in his hand, he says, when is a stimulus check landing by direct deposit for people who eat donuts? Answer, never. When is, well, they landed by direct in 2020. Cut him off. This ain't 2020, Donut Guy. This is 2022. Well, cut him off. He's Donut Guy. He wants to repeat what he knows from 2020. Wrong. This is 2022. He wants to repeat what he knows from 2021. Wrong. This is 2022. And he thinks that everything is automatic landing in his hand when he eats his donut. Wrong. How much is Lorraine going to get or got? How much is Donut Guy going to get and gotten? Lorraine has so far gotten 130,000. She continues to get money. She'll go even higher. How much will Donut Guy get from forced stimulus? 0. How much will a person in any state who does nothing get from forced stimulus currently? 0. And that's the equation. And that's what you have to be very, very blunt about. That is why you're going to have two parts of this economy. People who listen and learn and want to know where this economy is and really prepare accordingly for their household daily. I watched LA. I learned what happened. You don't have to understand J-Pal. I don't understand J-Pal. You don't have to understand Janet Yellen. I don't understand her most of the time. You just need to know what happened with that economy today. It's a storyline. It's like watching your favorite TV show. And if you miss 5 episodes, you miss the plot twist for the last 4 episodes. You cannot catch up. It's too much to know to catch up. And the rest of the day, besides watching the channel and reading the newsletter, is I want you to be on the phone calling for checks daily, regularly. And that is how you stay ahead as a family. Yesterday, some people were asking me, what about the Build Back Better Act? Here is my approach for you in the Build Back Better Act. If you are a member of this channel, you should not be asking the following questions. What day is the Build Back Better Act voting? And are they still doing the Build Back Better Act? And what day are they doing the Build Back Better Act? I don't want you asking that question if you're a member. Why? Because 90% of the time when persons ask that question, they want a check from the Build Back Better Act in their hand, and that's why they're asking the question. Here's why I don't want you asking this question. This Build Back Better Act could never get you a check in phase one. It will never be able to get you a check by the end of phase one by September, ever. There's not enough time. And if you're sitting around waiting for a check to land in your hand, whether you're a donut guy or whether you're thinking about Build Back Better Act by September, you're going to be in big trouble. You're going to be in huge trouble. If you're just waiting for automatic things to land between now and September, you're going to be in big trouble. So as a member, you're never going to say that. I believe Build Back Better Act is going to pass, but I believe it's not going to pass in a fast enough way that it's going to give you financial independence. And I believe you, if you're waiting around for Build Back Better Act, are going to be in big financial trouble right away, very quickly. And that is why, early in this recording, I went over what's going on with that heating oil and gasoline. November is just around the corner. Cold months are just around the corner. And if you can't pay $1,200 or however ungodly that bill may be this winter, it's going to get turned off. It's going to get turned off. And if you can't pay the landlord, you're going to get evicted. If you can't pay for the home, you're going to get thrown out. The assistance that helped prevent the things over your head in 2020, like the home, the utilities that were there, are gone. And I need you to get on point with this right away, right today. Big money in every U.S. state. Go get it today. Coming up later to this day are lots of brand new videos. There's a brand new afternoon show at 3 o'clock. There's a brand new evening show at 5 o'clock. It's going to be a big show. We're going to go over why your benefits are going up and how much more your benefits are going up. It's great news. It's at least $300. We're going to be going over the situation with the gasoline. Why did the gasoline suddenly go down the last few days? Is there a deal or is there not a deal? I'll go over the latest details. Thank you for the people who sent me the beautiful comments. Few people were sending me private messages this morning, last night about gasoline. I love that. That means as someone who literally is reading the newsletter and watching the recordings, and they read the newsletter and say, wait a second, gasoline was 120 on the newsletter on Thursday, and then now it's 117. What happened? Is there a deal? Did I miss something in one of the recordings? I love that. That's someone who absolutely knows what's going on. Imagine I start today's recording by telling you the Dow Jones is up 400 points or 1.4%. Imagine if you missed this recording and the Dow Jones was down 2,000 points and that world economies were now worried that we may be in a meltdown right away. This is why you can't miss a recording, because in a time in which economies are changing very dramatically, very quickly, you need to do three things. One, you got to watch every new show on this channel every day, starting with mornings live on air at 9 a.m., then afternoons at 3 o'clock, evenings at 5, LALATE live at 5:45 at least, and then watch the shows throughout the day. Second, you need to become a merry-go-round in this video, become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP, and spend the other part of the day on the phone getting lots of check C's, getting check A's, getting check B's. And number three, preparing your household, whether it is as an employee preparing for a backup job, whether you're a retiree making sure you have no flexible interest rate instruments at home, or whether you are just a single provider and you want to make sure your bills are covered for, you need to make sure everything is lined up, because we're just at the start of a downward path. This is not the bad time. This is not the bottom. This is not how bad it's going to get. This is actually just sort of the prelude, and you have a great thing going for you. You're part of this family that all cares about one another, and you have a pre-warning of 3 months before September comes. Go right in this video, become a member right today, and then stay with me. This video will automatically take you to the 11 o'clock noon show, which starts in about 40 minutes from now. Get that 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Keep on pushing. Keep on getting every pot of money there is, learning about this economy, learning what the valuation of your money is. You need to be on top of everything that's at issue. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LALATE for more.